So multiple news headlines have come out now saying that Manny Pacquiao is going to fight Ugas because Spence has decided to pull out of his fight because of a retina injury or eye socket injury or something of the sort that he picked up from sparring. What are my thoughts on this? My thoughts are that recently I've been looking at video footage of Pacquiao and he's been looking absolutely spectacular. If you've been looking at his pad work and just the way he's been looking amazing for his age. He looks like he's revitalized for this fight against Spence, and he looks like he's really been putting the work in. Well, although I've not seen any footage of Spence, I've been looking at Spence and I've been seeing news headlines about him talking about the fact that he's finding it difficult to make 147. The fact that there's been pictures of him that's come out where he's been looking very drained and very he looks very unhealthy. Just doesn't look the same like he usually does. And I'm not saying like speculate. I'm just speculating here now. I'm not saying any cut and dry thing, but do you think there's a chance that he might have pulled out because he saw how great Pacquiao's been looking? I'm not going to say for sure that's what he did, but I'm not going to say that. I wouldn't completely rule it out either. I just feel like if Pacquiao was to beat Spence at this point in his career, it would completely destroy Spence's stock in the sport. If you look at what happened with Furman after he lost to Pacquiao, Furman has just not been the same. Like the momentum that he had before the Pacquiao fight, it completely dissipated. Spencer's got a bit of momentum behind him, and if he was to lose to Pacquiao, it would be quite embarrassing. I mean, if you look at Pacquiao's resume at this point in time, he's beaten Adrian Broner. If he beat Furman, which was a massive victory, if he was to beat Errol Spence, I mean, it almost looks like he's wiping out the whole PBC stable, and it just doesn't look good for PBC. Now, I'm not saying Spence's injury is not genuine with his eye, but I'm just saying there could be a motive there that he just decided that he needs more time. So what's going to happen now is Pacquiao's going to fight Ugas for his WBA title. Now, the ironic thing is with Ugas, Ugas has been in a bit of a weird situation because before the fight with when the fight with Ugas and Spence was announced, that his title was the super champion title, so everyone was looking at that title and seeing it as the legitimate title. The WBA reinstated his title as the legit title. Now that the Spence vs Pacquiao fight was announced, all of a sudden he gets demoted and the title is given to Pacquiao. His regular belt turned into a super championship status, and all of a sudden he's become the super champion. Now all of a sudden, Pacquiao's been has to fight Ugas. I guarantee they're going to reinstate one of their titles as the top title, and it's just absolutely ridiculous with this belt situation. I actually think Pacquiao has a very good chance of beating Ugas, but Ugas does have a chance as well because of the fact that Pacquiao has been preparing for Spence's style, and now that he's fighting Ugas, who's this slick Cuban fighter, it's completely different from the style that Spence has. And obviously Pacquiao's a veteran, he's used to all these different styles, but if you look at his defeats, he does usually struggle with fighters that are a little bit slick. Marquez is a slick fighter, he struggled against him, a slick counterpuncher. Mayweather's a slick counterpuncher, so there could be a chance that Ugas gives Pacquiao problems, but I still think Pacquiao's gonna probably win this fight. From the perspective of Spence though, he's seen to be the one that's gonna fight the winner between Ugas versus Pacquiao. But it is massively disappointing for the fans. A lot of people wanted to see Pacquiao fight Spence, but obviously that's gone down the drain now. So these are just my initial thoughts about this announcement. Obviously, we're going to see the Pacquiao versus Ugas fight. It's not as exciting as the Pacquiao versus Spence fight, but it's still a decent fight. Ugas is still a good fighter. A lot of people thought that he beat Porter, but now we're going to see him fight Pacquiao, and we'll see how he does against Pacquiao. So yeah, these are my initial thoughts. Tell me your thoughts below. Who do you think wins the fight between Ugas versus Pacquiao, and how genuine do you think Spence's injuries are? Tell me below, and like and subscribe to the channel. I've got a lot more content coming your way. Peace out.